Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Today we have a story time for you. Yes, we do. This happened a few years ago. Some lessons learned in this story. Anyway, I decided to go to Thailand, a trip with my boyfriend, and we were like really excited. I had already been to Thailand, but this was like my second time I had gone there, and I've been there a few more times afterwards. But this time really stuck in my head because I had a few scares there, and there's a few lessons learned, like I said. So we get our stuff. We're super excited. Get our stuff put together at home. I'm like, since I had already been to Thailand, I had already come to the conclusion that because I ain't got that much money, I don't pay for business class or first class. I'm just going to be right now. The only thing that I can flex about is my muscles and lack thereof muscles. That's the only thing I can truly flex about. But we go in economy class, and if you've ever been in economy class in a Thai aeroplane, I think it's built for little people, like short little people with no leg space. And I am super tall. I'm like 173 centimeters tall, right? So I'm a tall girl. And my legs are super long. So what I had trouble with on my first trip to Thailand was having a bag with me because it's really awkward to put it underneath and you're not allowed to use the seat beside you. And generally in economy, all seats are taken. So I thought, smart idea. Let's not take a bag this time and put all my stuff on my carry-on luggage bag, which is a little luggage bag, and I can put my passport in my wallet and zip it up in the front and have an empty bag inside. And if need be, if I need more kilos for my return, I can put it in my bag on the way back. But for going there, I want to be comfortable. So I decided to not go with the bag the first time going to there. So we get to the airport and I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go through. So we check in, we say that we're there, then we got to go through the stairs and through the security checks and all that. Anyway, during the security check, you have to take out all your like toiletries and put them in little plastic bags and put it in a tray so it can go through the scanner. And then you put your bag, your like carry-on luggage or your handbags, and you put it through the scanner. So everything is good. I take out all my toiletries from my big bag, put them in the plastic bag, zip them up, let them go on their way, and I get a tap on the shoulder. Like, who's tapping me on the shoulder? Because my man's there. So I turn around, I'm like, and this airport security's like, ma'am, can you please step to the side, please? I need you to step away from the counter and step to the side. I'm like, okay. And at this point, like, I'm a nervous person when dealing with, like, the authoritas, right? The authority people. And I always have this weird thing that I start getting super sweaty. I start getting super nervous. I start freaking out thinking I'm going to jail, even though I have done nothing wrong. And there's no warrants out for my arrest. I have no record. And I still freak out. It's like, I'm like, am I going to jail? Have I done something wrong? So when this guy tapped me on the shoulder, and he was for real, like full on security, and there was another guy behind him, and he had this gadget majiggy thing. I don't know what the hell it was. And everyone's staring at me like, oh, why is she getting pulled to the side? And everyone's like whispering. I'm like, I'm so humiliated. What the have I done? So I follow the man, and he's like, can I scan you? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I ain't got no jewelry on because I was prepared. You know, like those people who are a bit OCD and have checklists. That's what I am when I go on my flights. And he scans me and he goes, turn around, ma'am, lift your arms up. And he goes, spread your legs, and was scanning in there and shit. And I'm like, holy shit, what the f going on? And he's like, you're okay. You can go back into the line. And I'm like, I'm starting to get shitty at this point, but I'm still like, you know, I'm like, I'm not going to start this man. I'm just going to ask him, what's up? What's up? What's happening? So I go, why did you pull me over? And he's like, well, we noticed when you walked into the airport, as you were walking around, checking in and waiting in line, that you didn't have a handbag. So we suspected that you had placed a bomb in your handbag and left it somewhere in the airport. I'm like, what? So because I didn't have a handbag, you thought I was a terrorist. He goes, oh, I wouldn't go that far, ma'am. I didn't think you're a terrorist. I was like, well, you thought I had a bomb. I mean, you scanned me for bomb residue, didn't you? Well, he already told me that. And he was like, yeah. I was like, so you thought I was a terrorist? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. And we had a chuckle about it. And then as I was walking through the scanner, they're still watching me like a freaking hawk. They're still like, I'm like, I feel like the biggest criminal. Now everybody who checked in through with me are looking at me funky. They were totally looking at me funky, like I had done something wrong, right? Anyway, after we got through the security check and we're waiting for our plane and we're in the lounge area, there was people that I saw when I got pulled aside were like, pss, 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 pss. I'm sitting there going, I'm so fucking humiliated. This is the very last time I'm going to go to an airport without a freaking handbag. Now, I warn people, if you're going to go overseas and you're a woman, you need to take your handbag because more than likely they're going to suspect that you dumped your handbag. And if you don't want to go through this check and you know what's up, make sure you have a handbag with you because you don't want to go through what I went through. I was petrified. Even though I had done nothing wrong, I was like a bumbling mess, like a 5-year-old child. I was freaking the hell out. And then the entire way, and before, like we were walking around trying to find an area to sit down in, I was just like paranoid. I was super paranoid. And I guarantee you, the airport were watching me like a hawk. Just because I didn't have residue, they must have still been watching me. Not that I look like a terrorist or anything. It was the sheer fact that I didn't have a handbag. I was just like, holy shit, dudes. They're really cracking down on that terrorist stuff, aren't they? But I mean, I thank Australia for doing that because had it been a real terrorist attack, at least I know they got our backs. That's what's up. So please take a handbag with you if you don't want to be embarrassed like I was. Anyway, we went to Thailand, had a fantastic time, had a bomb-ass time. The people of Thailand are absolutely lovely. It is so cheap over there. There are a few things that I don't agree with, like monkeys. And, you know, like getting monkeys to like do things for you and seeing them with the neck chain isn't the most humane thing. And seeing baby elephants with chains on their feet, yeah, okay, I don't really like that. But apart from that, it is an amazing country to go to. It is very, very cheap. We went to Phuket. I've been to Phuket many times now. I have not been to Bangkok yet, and that'll be the next place that I go to when I go back to Thailand, would be to go to Bangkok. There are so many amazing shows there. There's also like the Thai Disneyland that you should go check out. Freaking amazing. That was so much fun. Had a humongous koi pond that had literally thousands of koi fish and all different sizes. Some koi fish were like this huge, like the size of my arm, the length of my arm. They were huge and absolutely gorgeous. But if you ever want to go to a place that doesn't judge you, you're there to literally have a sick ass time, super laid back. You can literally drink cocktails walking and shopping. At every corner, there's either a person there or a little bar, and you can just walk $1 cocktails that you can walk around the streets anytime. From like 7 a.m. to like 5 a.m. in the morning, there's people everywhere that sell you alcohol for super cheap. You also have to go watch a ping pong show. For those who are 18 plus, you just got to do it. You just have to. You have to just say that you have to knock it off your bucket list to watch a ping pong show. You know what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, we had a bomb-ass time. The one thing that I don't like so much about Thailand is that you can't really get a great coffee over there. I'm not sure if you can get ice breaks there now. You may be able to now because of the amount of tourism that pops through Thailand. But at the time when I went this time round, they didn't have coffee. So we went and bought sugar, milk, and canned coffee and made our own coffees. And we were there for about a month. And I took $3,000 with me. The partner took $3,500 with him, and it lasted us the entire time. And we weren't like scunging on our money, like scunging as in we weren't like holding back. We weren't trying to budget or anything. We were just splurging. We were just having the sick time. Like for a rum and coke or a bourbon and coke, it's like $1.25, $1.50 for a drink. So you could just imagine how drunk we got. We had so much fun. But the reason why I mentioned the coffee and the sugar is coming up to the second part of my story. On the way home, When we were packing up, ready to go, we had noticed that we bought a couple of sugars and a couple of coffees, and I knew that we didn't have any sugar at home because I wanted to have a coffee before we left, but we had no sugar. So I knew we had no sugar at home, and I saw that there was an unopened packet of sugar, and we still had like a couple of kilos left that we were under the kilo threshold when going back, so we didn't have to pay extra for our luggage. So I'm like, he's like, do you want to take it? I'm like, sure, take it. We don't got no sugar at home. Why not? Take it. So we put it on my carry-on luggage. This time I took my bag with me, right? And plus I had some perfumes and stuff like that. So I had it in my carry-on luggage, and I got some magazines and stuff like that. So I put the sugar in my carry-on luggage. Anyway, the same business happened on the way back. We went through, checked in at the airport, had to go through the scans and everything. And again, I get a tap on the shoulder. I'm like, what the now? I have a handbag. Now, keeping in mind, this was very close to the time that Chappelle Corby, an Australian woman who went to Bali, I think it was, got busted for a surfboard full of marijuana. Now, in some Asian countries, especially Bali and Thailand, you could actually spend your entire life in jail for drugs or actually get killed. Like, the penalty is death. So just keep that in mind. So I had that in the back of my head as well. I'm like, oh my god, I'm more freaked out that a Thai security is tapping me than an Australian airport security tapping me, because I don't know what's up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I read before I left the rules and everything about Thailand just to be safe, but I didn't know what I had done this time. So this time the guy taps on my shoulder. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This time I'm like sweating. I'm freaking out. If I was to go to jail in Thailand, I have no way of contacting my family. There's no way in hell I even know the dial numbers to call Australia, because you got to type in your country number. I don't know nothing. So how the hell would I get contact of a lawyer and my family? So I'm looking at my partner like almost on the verge of tears because I was so petrified. I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, he taps me on the shoulder and he points over to the section. So my partner followed. So we both walked over, and I'm glad that he allowed my partner to follow me. And he walked to a table, and he just snatched my carry-on luggage that I was rolling with me and just drops it on to this table, opens it up and starts going through my belongings. I'm like, oh my god, man, I haven't washed any of them clothes, man. I'm like so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my god, those are like not even washed, but whatever. So he's like pulling out my undies, my bras, like everything. He's just pulling it all out, and he gets to the sugar, and I'm like, why is he touching the sugar? It didn't even click. What would a kilo of sugar look like going through a scanner? It would look like a kilo of Coke, wouldn't it? I didn't even think about it because I'm a hoarder. I don't like to waste food. I don't like to waste clothes. I don't like to waste anything. If I can get my money's worth out of whatever I buy, I'm going to get it. So I'm not leaving that kilo of sugar in Thailand for some other couple, some other foreigner to take my sugar. That's my sugar. But I didn't think about this point. Anyway, he looks at the sugar. He looks at me because he knows what Thai sugar is. He's from Thailand, of course. And he like fully looks at the package, and he's like fully eyeballing it, looking for any holes and shit, and I'm sitting there going, oh. I'm so embarrassed right now. I'm so embarrassed because we were still in view of people. So sweaty. So we were still in view of people, right? So I'm like a little bit humiliated, and he's like, sugar. I'm like, yeah, yes, it's sugar. And he's like, sugar. And I'm like, yes, it's sugar. He's like, sugar. I'm like, yes, it's sugar. He slightly opens the packet, opens it up, dips his finger in it and tastes it. And he looks at us and just bursts out laughing. Like, not with us. It was a laugh laughing at me. There's like a different laugh with laughing with you, laughing at a joke, and just laughing at you. His laugh pretty much said, "You stupid SOB." Literally, "You stupid foreigner." That's exactly the laugh that it spoke to me. His laugh spoke to me. It told me stories, dude. It told me stories. Anyway, we're like, "Yeah, sugar." We didn't want to waste it. And he laughs. So he folds it back up and puts it back in my bag and just shakes his head and just points back to the line. I'm like, "Can we go back now?" He's like, "Mm." So I put all the stuff back in and I zip it off. And then he turns around to his Thai mate, another security guard, and they're just laughing as we're walking away. And I'm just like going, "Holy, I'm so embarrassed, but I am so thankful. Thank you, baby Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Thank you, everybody. I thank my mum. I thank my dad. I thank my sister. I thank everybody for this opportunity to walk away." I mean, I was on cloud 9 coming back from a sick holiday. Like, you have no idea how relieved. I think I had dropped like 10 kilos in that little span of like 5 minutes. It was the most humiliating, funny, silly thing. At the time, I didn't think it was funny. Looking back on it, I know I was an idiot for taking a kilo of sugar. Any normal person who doesn't hoard shit and doesn't want to save shit would know that a kilo of sugar in a scanner looks like a kilo of Coke. They thought we were drug dealers. They thought we were taking Coke back to Australia. But no, it's even worse. We took a kilo of sugar back from Thailand to Australia. How povo was that? How povo and funny is that? I thought it was a good idea. Not so great. Not so good idea. But we got home in one piece, and every time I tell people about our story, they're always like, "You idiot, why would you take a kilo of sugar home?" And I'm like, "Because I'm a cheap ass. It's what it is. I'm cheap, right? I'm cheap." Anyway, that was my story about the second time I went to Thailand. I hope you enjoyed it. Lesson learned, kids, do not take sugar back from any foreign country because it looks like a kilo of Coke. And 2, if you're a lady or if you like handbags, if you like man bags, if you're a lady, more likely, if you have a handbag, use it, because even if it's empty, they'll pull you up thinking that you dumped your bag and there was a bomb in it. Anyway, peace out, guys. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Bye.